What's up, everybody? It's another Thursday night, and you know what that means? It's a Brick Creator Build and Chat. This week, we got the one and only veteran Lego Dad, aka Roger, for those of you who don't know who I'm speaking about. So let's bring him on.
Hey, everybody. How's it going? I'm good. How you been, brother?
I've been great, man. It's great to have you finally back on a live stream. I feel like it's been a very long time. Has it been a year?
Yeah,
it's been a year, or has it been?
It feels like it. Yeah,
it's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute.
It feels like a very long time.
It's been a long minute. But yeah.
All right, so everybody, we know the drill here. I'm gonna, let you get to know Roger tonight. If you have any questions in the chat, feel free to pop them in there. Obviously, we'll try to stop and answer any questions that you have. And we'll get right to it. So, you know what I like to ask for the first question?
I do.
Why don't you tell me about yourself?
Well, my name is Roger, aka Veteran Lego Dad. I live in Denver, Colorado area. I've been here for a long time. After I got out of the military, I moved up here. So obviously the veteran part is I'm a veteran. I'm a vet, U.S. Air Force, United States Air Force veteran. I'm a dad, so I love to play with my two boys and have a good time. And obviously I love Lego. So that's why I'm here.
And listen, I love hearing the two boys there because, recently just had the second one. So
we did. Thank goodness. It was a long time coming. So thank goodness that he's here. He's healthy. He's rambunctious as all.
Congratulations to you and the wife. And here's to many Lego adventures now.
Right.
And
I need to update the sign.
It's a good spread between the ages. So at least if, the one gets out of the dark ages, you'll be able to come into it with the second.
With the little one, yeah, right? Exactly. Totally.
All right, and for those of you not following Roger, we have his account right here. This is his Instagram. Go check him out. Very great account. And I mean, I don't know what else I could say other than this is an account you should be following within the Lego community.
Wow.
Now, second question I like to ask people, as soon as you tell me about yourself is, do you have any Lego goals for the year? Anything for your, social media page, anything that you're trying to build, anything, convention wise? I mean, what's the goals for you?
Yeah. So I think the biggest goal right now is get through the backlog. Obviously I took some time off last year with the baby and making sure everything was good to go, and spending time making sure I helped out as best as possible as the dad, because the moms always get all the love and stuff, but the dad's got to get out in there too, so get his hands dirty. But really build the backlog, get back into my social media game on Instagram, start building some more mocks, having some fun with that. There's a lot of ideas up here. They don't always compute out, but obviously there's a lot of ideas up there, so obviously try to translate those into Lego. And then convention wise, Rick Slopes is on the docket for this year, for 2024, and we'll see what happens next year with everything else. So but that's
I feel like I'm gonna miss a lot of people this year because I decided to do the Brick World convention this year instead of doing Brick Slopes. So
yeah, and we did opposite, because you did Slopes last year and you didn't do Chicago, and I did Chicago last year and I didn't do Slopes, because if I had gone to Slopes, it was Ethan was born on the 18th, so I probably would have been in trouble if I went to Slopes.
I get that. So, all right, and real quick again, Brad's asking what branch of the service?
United States Air Force, the best service. No, I'm just kidding. No, they're all great. I love my boys in the Army. I have a lot of friends in the Army, the Marine Corps as well, Navy, but the Air Force is fly high, baby.
Listen, your room is the flyest room in the Lego community.
I do like to say that.
I mean, if it flies, it flies. And I mean, you can't even see it right now in the room, but for those of you again got to check out his Instagram account. He has one of the coolest ceilings because everything's hung. So
you can kind of see a little bit right there. You can see the
I can see the one set, I see some fishing line, waiting for more sets to go up there. with the Star Wars stuff that's coming out there. So
Yeah. Oh no, that fishing line is for the bats for that castle because they need to be
okay,
flying around. So
all right, I like it. Listen, if it flies, it flies, and
even the bats fly. So
yeah, bats do fly. You're right. They don't. It's not like Bruce Wayne just using the his fishing line that he's got.
nope.
All right, so to get into Lego talk here,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get right into it with a question I like to ask people:
Mhm.
top 5 Lego themes. Doesn't have to be in the order. I just want to know what's your top 5 that if you're picking, what are they?
Now, are we talking current or are we talking
I'm
retired?
talking your top 5 Lego themes. It can
All
be
time.
all time your top 5.
Okay.
And I
Okay.
like that you're actually questioning that because you're actually the first one that could potentially
I,
put
I'm,
something
I,
that's from the past on there.
I like to think I'm an OG. I do like to think that. I mean,
I
I'm not like old enough as the old brick, the initial brick, but I'm pretty. I got some old
I
sets.
consider anybody that got into like the 80s and 90s OG because that's when it really became like with the minifigs and like city building and castles, things like that. So I'm looking forward to this list here.
The instruction booklets for our generation, the 80s and 90s, were a little bit tougher than the
If
instruction booklets these
if you
days. So
remember going like to the bars and playing that picture game where you had to fight and the 5 different things on
absolutely.
that's what I equate like our instructions to back
Yep.
then. So
Yeah, absolutely. So top 5 themes. So current, I'm going to go 2 current ones. I'm really digging icons. I love what Lego's doing with icons. I know they
and I'm
kind
going to
of
interject in here.
Yeah,
What's the top icon set that you like that like really makes that the theme for you?
man. I mean, Optimus Prime,
Okay, I
great
love it.
set.
I love it.
I'm excited for Bumblebee. That'll be a great one.
Is that
And
official? That's
it's official. They're
okay.
bringing a
I knew they
Bumblebee
were going
as
to do that. As
well.
soon as you
And,
saw those nameplates, you knew they were coming out with stuff like that.
I just need to get a Megatron and maybe a Starscream. I'm good to go.
Okay.
We'll see if they
Starscream
release
obviously would be flying in his transformed position. So
Starscream would be harder because it's a military jet, type thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
they
All right.
don't do that. But that's first and foremost would be icons. Architecture. I know a lot of people don't think architecture, but I absolutely love the architecture lines. Not necessarily the city like skylines,
like
but
the
I
small
love
skyline ones you're saying, but you're like the Taj Mahal type of one that they
Taj
did. And
Mahal, the Capitol building, the White House, like those buildings. Yeah, you felt me
the,
from last time.
they did the bridge, right? Was that the London
Yep.
Bridge? Okay.
The London Bridge, yep. So like I mean, for me, that's just a great one. So as much as it pains me to say, Star Wars is one of my favorite themes.
Okay.
I didn't want to ever get into Star Wars. It was not until my 30th birthday that I got into Star Wars, and obviously,
I mean, you're speaking to the #1 Star Wars Lego fan, so I get it. It's got.
I mean, you are, so I had to say Star Wars for you.
Got to make the list. If you don't say Star Wars on my live stream, you're out of here. I boot you immediately.
And then I'm gonna go too old school. I'm gonna go Pharaoh's Quest. For those that I think it was early 2000s was Pharaoh's Quest.
That was my dark ages.
I absolutely loved it. They all sit kind of a shelf behind.
That's when Johnny Thunder came in, right? That's the
Johnny Thunder was before
Johnny
that.
Thunder, its own theme.
Yeah, Johnny Thunder came before that, and he came afterwards. So I'd say that one, and then I mean I could go Castle or Pirate classic ones, but I really love good Castle. And with a sub theme of that, because again, Castle encompasses a lot.
Be anything.
There's a sub theme of it of Ninja, original Ninja, not the Ninjago stuff that's out now. I'm talking like original Ninja.
Yeah.
That stuff just it was so simple but so fun, and I loved it. So yeah,
I think like it's nice seeing these intricate sets, but sometimes the simplicity of the set and like the playability you had as a kid on those things, like I'm thinking like these modulars are nice, but there's no way like a kid's picking up a modular and enjoying like getting to play with that. Like
agreed, 1000%. They're not in there doing their
it's not like the drawbridge that you're twisting and got the secret dungeons with skeletons under it. They just don't
The
know
little,
about that.
the little pull out where it drops the axe and it kills the bad guy. Yeah,
You know it.
you know
You
around it.
know it.
So
And with the Majesto, they don't have that. Any of the the
yeah,
good horses, I
good
should
good
say.
sets. I mean, like,
The good ones that the horse legs don't move. Like
right.
that
So
was
I
the
mean,
I loved.
it's great. I mean, Castle is so great. I mean, I love what they brought back some of them ones. I mean, Forceman's Crossing down here is
Yeah.
obviously one of my all-time favorite sets. So
So
yes,
Castle, I think, is the only theme out of all my old sets that
uh-huh.
I didn't take apart and store away.
No, I
So
mean,
they're the ones that are still like, if you came in my Lego room right now, you would see the castles somewhere in the room in this
yeah,
mess of my room right now.
Castle and Pirate are the two that I've had some people visit my Lego room, and Ezra said your room is like a museum, and it made me feel like, okay, well, obviously I should play with my stuff more. But
I
it
like
has
that though, like because it does show the history, like the way you
it
have
just
your room set
does.
up too.
No offense to anybody that does this, where they have like shelves that are very, sets are all over the place, and I love that. It's great. I have OCD as well, so I have to have like the theme has to be on that same shelf. So, like this shelf here is Viking. Nothing else will
Okay,
go on the Viking shelf.
I love it.
That's Castle Fantasy, which was a great sub theme as well. Monster Fighters up there. So every section has its own every shelf has its own
I mean,
theme.
you could pretty much turn in your room everywhere and know what
What
error
theme
you're
it
looking
is,
at too with everything.
right? Totally.
Like I started doing that on like these shelves where I started doing like video games,
Yeah.
and then over on like this middle section right now, you can't really see it, but I started doing like Disney and
Hmm.
putting Star Wars there. So I mean, I'm starting to get into that,
Yeah. It's just,
OCD of it. So I get it.
I love
And
it.
then I
It's
have the
just,
hodgepodge of everything else just thrown on this side, which that's why you can't see it. So
right? Yeah, I think my hodgepodge is like there's like a shelf over there. It's just a stuff of hodgepodge stuff. It's all over the
well,
place.
you have a great build table too. Like you're on your build table right now, but
I am, yeah. I do have a
yeah,
good
I
collection.
just love how like you made that, and then you have the stuff that you can put underneath it too. So
Yeah, yeah. So I got stuff on the sides, and in between the middle is going to be a new project that I'm working on for mock building and stuff like that. So
okay, I love it.
that'll be fun.
That'll
So
be good, man. Because I know
yeah,
you want to get into displaying. I guess at the you got to display at Slope. So
I have ambitions.
yeah,
I want a trophy.
You only got 4 months for that, so you better start thinking about what you're doing. Get your parts ordered
I
and
got ideas.
get it going. So.
For sure, brother.
All right, so speaking of your room, I know you
Yep.
got all your themes and everything. What's the
Mhm.
oldest set that's in there? And I'm talking the oldest set that you had in your collection, not the oldest in year, like that you might have went back and got after the fact.
So I haven't gone back yet to go get a lot of stuff from that I want to go back and collect. Um, it's either there's a pirate set that I have over there from 1989. It's the Bounty Century, I believe is what it's called. It's a small set, nothing crazy. It's just got like a little red boat and the admiral or the admiral captain whatever.
Captain Redbeard on it,
No,
or
it's one of the Imperial soldiers.
okay,
So it's that set. I believe it's 1989. Don't quote me on that one for sure. Um, or one of my favorite ones I do this for a lot with my content and reels and stuff like that is the 1990 space shuttle launch set, which sits in the middle over here, and it's will never go away.
okay.
I had one piece break on it, a
That's
little axle
red,
arm.
right? That's the red one. It has NASA, the
Yeah,
Space Shuttle 2 and Space Shuttle V3.
yeah. It's got the main booster, the two side boosters, got the tower with the
I think
red on
that's
it.
the only box that I still have from when I was younger. It's beat up,
I
but I
think
still
that's
kept it here, kind of as just like ode to it. So
I think if I remember correctly, it's Brianna. If I remember correctly,
yes,
Brianna. For those that don't know, you can go check out my page and see what Brianna is about. Go find Brianna.
That's my daughter's name as well, but it's
It
like
is.
I know that you were. If you ever saw Surfs Up, it was from Surfs Up, the clip.
Exactly right.
I know it from that. So, a great reel. Again, check out Roger's page. All right, so Simon, I see your question in there, and somebody actually asked that as well in Question Gram, but we had a lot of Question Grams for you. So I will actually pull this question up because this is a good question, and obviously it's the second one that somebody asked this. So, the house is on fire. And we're going to preface it that your family's safe.
Okay.
All right. So that, everybody got out of the house. Right. But you can only save one Lego set. Which one are you saving?
I got big arms, so I could take. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'll be fair with it.
You have the baby in the other hand.
Right. Probably Voltron.
Okay, I love that. I don't know if you want to know the reasoning or if you just it's a great set. So it's
Voltron. It means most of my stuff in my room has like a special meaning to me. One of the things that I put on my bio for Instagram is that I am a cancer survivor. I didn't mention that at the beginning because I don't like to dwell on it, but I was a cancer survivor. And when I celebrated my 10-year cancer-free birthday, as we say, my wife got me that set. So for me, it has that special meaning. So it's not only like a TV show that I grew up watching in the 80s. I love Voltron, but the significance of you beat cancer 10 years ago and you're still kicking and you're still doing great. That means more to me than anything else. So
I mean, first off, that's amazing, and also with Voltron, like the badass set to like, hey, I kicked your ass too. So I mean, a lot of meanings with that, which is awesome. So
no, that's good. I mean, plus I did think like again, I try to be like literal with this too, like. I have a baby in one hand.
And listen, Voltron's going to be a hard set to carry out there because
it's not.
It could drop, one of the arms.
Oh, no, just grab him right by the waist and just.
You could lose a piece of the sword.
That's true.
You could lose. I broke a piece off of my sword, and I'm trying to still figure out to this day where the piece goes.
Oh no.
So I just have that one part sitting next to my Voltron, but you're a big reason why I ended up getting Voltron myself. So,
I appreciate that.
And now the meaning for me, like it's got that meaning for me. So makes me think of you with it as well.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
What's the first Lego set that you remember buying?
I don't remember as a kid what I bought. When I was still in the military, I was dealing with some stuff that, most vets unfortunately have to deal with at some points in their life or career. And I remember getting the original 6 Bionicle sets. They were super cheap. It was like, I think $10 back then, $9 for like the canister. And I picked it up at like Walmart and got all 6 and fell in love with Lego all over again. So pulled all my stuff out of like storage and things like that.
That's
so
definitely a different theme to make you fall back in love with it.
Right, Bionicle. Of all themes, Bionicle. Yeah. I don't build a lot of Bionicle, or Bonkle as some people of my friends call it, but they're still on display over there somewhere.
I mean, Bionicle was Dark Ages for me. Right? This is like, I was in high school, I feel like at this point, or actually, no, I might have been a lot older. I might have been college at this point.
College, yeah.
I was probably college, yeah. And this shows my age, though, like saying that. I was in middle school when Bionicle was. My nephew, he was building Bionicle sets. Like, he was getting them for, the holidays and everything. And I would I know Lego, I'll help you build them. And I would end up building them for him so that he could play with them. So,
yeah.
Totally. And I used to always think like, man, this does not feel like Lego. It felt like Connects. I don't know if you remember Connects, but like it felt exactly like that. So
I feel like that with a lot of sets sometimes where it's just, I mean, until it all comes together and you build it all together, it's just you're just like, what am I doing?
Well,
This
I feel
isn't-
like that with Technic. That
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like it feels like it's a Connect set. Like I'm trying to make that roller coaster contraption, and I know you know what I'm talking about.
I
'Cause
know
you
you're
probably
doing
did it
it.
in science class as well, or at least my science class. We have to did that for some reason. But yeah, that's how Technic always feels to me until it comes together at the very end, and then you're like, oh wow, this was like a
This was
great
great.
Lego set. Yeah,
Totally.
I mean that was how the Titanic felt, you know, for a little.
Such a great build.
Yeah.
Such a great build. Because you built it by yourself, right? Remember correctly?
No, I built it with Cam.
You did. Okay. And see, I
Yeah.
built it with Colin.
So I built the front of the ship and the very sixth part of the back of the ship. So it was 3, 4, and 5 I built with him because that was like where it was like mirrored.
Yeah.
So it made it easy that we were both able to like kind of build it at the same time with it. So
I think for us it was bag for bag.
well, you also tried to do that on a live stream too.
We did. We did. We did.
That is ambitious to try to like do the you know
Trying to help your like less
shit.
than 10-year-old do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. I have this great picture. I never posted it where he's laying on the floor next to the Titanic and he's way smaller than the Titanic, and I'm just like, you built that, dude.
Well,
So-
now you have to maybe make him lay against it now because you could use that as the tracking of how tall he just got.
I should do that. Yeah.
I mean, just throwing that out there. If you ever look
When I build the Eiffel Tower, we'll see how tall he is compared.
oh,
to
that you could do that with the baby too. You know, track him throughout the years on the Eiffel Tower.
That's a good content.
Hopefully,
It's
he'll
like-
be bigger than 5 feet. You know, otherwise he'll be my height. You know, nothing wrong with that.
He's pretty tall. He's pretty
Yeah,
tall.
nothing wrong with that. So
I am envisioning like a good Godzilla scene right now with Ethan, my youngest, and the Eiffel Tower coming later on in the year.
I mean, you could kind of time lapse it with over the
I
years,
should.
both of them. The one's on the Titanic, the other's got the Eiffel Tower.
Right? Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Or you could even do Voltron with the baby right now because
Right?
he's probably
Both?
taller, he's probably taller than Voltron now, right?
Oh yeah, he's way taller.
Yeah.
than Ethan.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. He's almost. I think he's close to 30 inches tall.
Oh,
8
wow.
months
Okay.
old.
Yeah.
He's
So
tall.
he's definitely a lot taller than.
He'll be a tall guy.
Yeah.
Like his daddy.
All right. Well, hey, at least you got that going for you. I thought my son maybe he'll skip the generation and get my father's height. So
Yeah.
he would be 6'3", but I have a feeling
Yeah, I
he
can.
could be 5'7", 5'8".
Stretch him out. Eat the
Yeah.
vegetables.
Well, listen, he's got a lot of punch in him, so you know,
Right. Oh yeah, he does.
got
Yeah, he
that
does.
going. All right, so let's get back to favorite brick. We'll get a Lego thing in there. Favorite brick that you got.
Ooh, gosh.
And speaking of bricks, while you're thinking of that, I'm gonna pull in our build cams
Yeah.
as well. So you can think of the favorite brick, and
Wow.
while you're even thinking of the favorite brick, what are you going to be building?
So I picked these two up a while back, actually. Trying to go back and collect things that I had when I was a kid. So this is a small space set. Can't remember what
That's from the Space Police line.
Space Police 2. Yeah. So that's
I
a
love
great
those
one.
torsos, by the way, with the those space guys.
And then Aqua Sharks was another one that I got.
Okay.
Too.
Also another good one. Now,
Yeah. So
correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like these were the first two that had the face prints that had the microphone
I believe so, if I remember correctly, because they still got the old faces.
in this like time period. But like I used to love that because I used to take their head and make them into like the drive-through guys, and I would take like a drive-in at like my my city that I did back as a kid. So
See, I never did a city as a kid ever. So I built like submarines and airplanes, and growing up as a military brat, that's what me and my brother did. So we just have fun with that stuff. So
All right, so I like that you're pulling that set in. I have not as fun of a set. I'm just finishing up what I worked on last week,
Okay, yeah,
which
still great.
is got to make it fly. I figured perfect fitting to have the flying car, for you here. So,
Love it. I love it, brother.
and I'm gonna have it flying in the city somewhere. So,
Heck yeah, I
that's
love
the idea
it.
with that one. So,
Love it. I love it.
all right, so back to your brick.
Back to my brick. Oh man,
Favorite brick. And this is probably tough for you because now you're getting into your mock. So
I know. Oh, favorite brick. I mean, I love like the masonry brick is probably my favorite, just because castles and things like that you can build with it. But you can invert it. I mean, masonry brick probably. I mean, I don't really know if I have a really favorite brick. I love them all, but
Okay.
probably masonry.
all right,
brick.
listen, masonry is a good brick to say, and a lot of people say that.
Yeah, I was trying to be different.
I was gonna say, well, listen, sometimes it's okay to be in the brick clique of the masonry.
For sure.
Do you have a favorite color
Ooh.
out of the masonry, or even outside of the the masonry brick?
Oh man, probably there's like an orange, kind of like a reddish orange brick. I love that color. It's just a great color. So
I think you're the second one that said the reddish orange brick.
yeah,
color.
it's not like a reddish orange. It's like a really deep red, like
Okay.
like almost like a crimson color. I love that color. Kind of like the flag for the Trolls worship. I love that color. So, or this dragon right here. That's the color right there. Is that dragon?
Okay.
So,
Listen, I'm really digging this color right here from the Harry Potter car. I mean, this is actually
the blue. Yeah, I love that blue.
Carolina blue.
Carolina blue.
One of my favorites. Obviously, since I like that team.
I like it.
All right, so I'm gonna jump out of Lego for a little bit. I think we got a good amount of Lego conversation in here. What other hobbies do you have outside of Lego?
Man, so besides playing with my kids, obviously, I love to play video games. So you'll find me playing some Call of Duty every once in a while, or Fortnite. Not Lego Fortnite. Sorry, Lego. I mean, I know you guys tried, but I'm not. It's like Minecraft.
That's more like Minecraft, yeah.
Yeah, I want to get in there. I like the action of like Battle Royale, like you versus 99 other bots or players, whichever you want to say, and then just seeing what you can do. So I enjoy that piece of it. I like to golf.
What's your handicap?
I don't know. I don't ever keep score. I just go out there and have fun. So
all right.
Drive a golf cart, have a good time with my friends. That's about as far as it goes. So.
I like it. I just went golfing with Brad that asked the question earlier. That's my neighbor.
Oh, okay.
So he took me golfing. I'm not really a golfer, so I don't think I did horrible, but I definitely wasn't good either.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you didn't kill anybody else on the golf course.
Yeah, I think the bad part was I was doing great on holes, and then I'd be like, "Oh, let's bet on this hole," and then I tanked on the hole that we bet. So
never do the betting. So
yeah, and he was doing horrible, not horrible, but he was doing worse than I was on the holes I was doing well, and then all of a sudden, he was like, should have been on the pro tour on the shots that we were betting on. So
he got his rhythm back, and you're like, dang it!
I was getting hustled basically from him.
That's awesome. I love it.
All right, so you got golf in there. I like that. Video games, you said. What system is it? Your Xbox, right?
Xbox, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like PlayStation. I grew up with PlayStation and Sega and Atari. That's how old I am. But I love just Xbox. It's just kind of fun. So I'm a controller person. My son plays mouse and keys, and I can never understand how he does that.
Okay. You know what? Like
controller.
that's that's how they play. I mean, you put them in a chair, you get a couple of computers like for them like
Sure.
up there, you know.
And they just go to town. You're just like, okay.
And we're old school, like we need a joystick and a couple 4 buttons to hit, and that's it. So
As long, I mean, it's better than the old Atari joystick where we had this
oh
thing.
yeah, yeah.
The button on
I
top.
think the old Atari is a little before my time. Like I played it, but like it wasn't like my first system was the original Nintendo, the NES.
Okay, yeah, love the NES, great system. So great.
And I mean, I still have mine. So
We got the mini one a couple of
Okay.
years back. So
I mean, it almost feels like my original one's obsolete because you can just play the mini and it has all the games where I don't have to blow on the cartridge, to play that. So, and we did buy the mini as well. So,
did you? Nice.
yeah.
This is cool. You can actually see the original
Let
face
me pull it
printing.
up there. I love that with that. Like that's my driving guy. Like I would put a red hat on him, and
Would
he's my
you really?
McDonald's worker right there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember Ice Planet is another good theme that I loved as well. So that's another
Listen,
one.
you're speaking my languages.
I know,
right
I
there.
know.
So I love all those themes right there,
I
and I
know.
still have most of my sets intact. I still like my Space Police sets. I need to part them together.
Right.
But I mean the Ice Planet one, the one that you have in the sealed box. I don't know if you could show anybody that if it's on the desk right there.
The Ice Planet one.
Yeah,
Uh,
you put the box. Well, I told him not to open that box while on this stream with him. I would have been
oh,
on
this
that.
one.
Yeah.
This one.
So I have that one already. I have that displayed up on my top shelf as well. So
There's something so satisfying about finding like a sealed set.
I mean,
from-
I'm surprised you found that sealed. Like that somebody didn't open, because I mean that's not like that's like you rip that open immediately when you get that thing just to have the
Right.
minifig.
Yeah, 1990. So this is 94. So it's literally 30 years old.
Yeah, that's impressive that
That's
somebody
crazy.
did not open that. So
I'm impressed with them. Okay.
all right, so I'm gonna get into my favorite conversation.
Okay.
I'm trash TV. And
Okay.
I need to know, what is your TV shows that you like, or what have you just gotten into?
Oh man. So we watch a lot of TV. We watch a lot of TV. We watch TV usually every night. We just watch something
Before bed,
Yeah, before bed, like usually like
parenting,
winding down the day.
TV time, like
Yeah,
8
exactly.
to 10 maybe.
Exactly, like 8 to 10 hours, just kind of watching TV. So usually it's things like Survivor, which I've gotten back into recently. I'm really digging Deal or No Deal Island. I'm loving it.
Okay.
So, just like
Is that
they
on
send
a
Rob
network,
home, I
or
might
is that
just wanna
something
watch
I
it.
could go back and watch?
You can go back and watch it. Yeah, you
Okay.
can go back and watch it. I'm really digging that. Amazing Race. So we like a lot of reality shows.
Okay.
So Masked Singer, and then Next Level Chef is a big one that we like to watch as well with
Okay.
Gordon Ramsay. So we like a lot of these reality cooking, home improvement, rock
So
the
you
block.
like the reality where it's like not trash reality, but it's actually
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's good reality stuff. Like
Yeah, I think the trashiest thing that I probably would in your realm, because I know you obviously we're friends, and is probably I do have this guilty pleasure of watching, and I can't believe I'm gonna say this live on your stream, but Bachelor in Paradise. I think it's the
Ooh,
most
okay.
funniest thing ever, with watching all these people on a beach, a beautiful beach, fight over each other. It's funny versus like the Bachelor and Bachelorette, where it's like one person and their opposite sex is trying to fight for them. It's just everybody all for themselves, and it's almost like a social experiment for me. I love watching it. So
with the Bachelor Paradise, I didn't watch it. However, there's if you did watch it, the guy that brings the lamp in. I don't know if you remember, his name is Brett.
I don't remember now.
Okay, well, we went to high school together, so it's like
Okay.
it's funny like that he's like on that show, and he was on The Bachelor Paradise version as well. So
Interesting. No, I it's only a recent thing that I got into it because again I was walking by.
okay,
I was probably walking by the Lego room one time and Stacy had it on TV and I was like, "What is this?" And I was just
what
like,
is this? And that's how I got
I
into
got
all my
sucked
trash
into it.
TV. So
Yeah, like she watches all her like Married at First Sight
yep,
and
me too.
the Denver show. Obviously,
Okay.
showed Denver in a really bad way. Apparently, I don't know, but Sister Wives and she loves all that stuff, and I'm just like, no, I'm good.
Well,
Like,
I'm real bad because like these bad shows that you're mentioning right now, like I'm watching this at the gym on, when I'm doing my cardio. So it's like I'm sure people are walking by and looking at me like, what is this guy watching on his freaking phone here? So
I don't know if I really watch anything while I'm doing cardio. I just usually like listen to music and just jam out and
I can't
usually
jam
watch
out and listen to a song because I'm focused on looking at the clock
Oh,
on how long I'm doing it for.
Yeah,
So if
okay.
I put the show on, like I can get lost in like what they're doing, and then all of a sudden I look up and it's like 20 minutes in, and I'm like, all right, I can do another 10 minutes. So
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. See.
and have
To
you
your
ever
son.
watched Lego Masters?
I mean, I may have watched a season or two or three or four. I might be friends with quite a few of them and look up to them as well. So yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I wish they just had, some better looking people on there, to get me to want to watch it more. But
I mean,
luckily last
maybe,
season was, it was nice. So
yeah, there's, I mean, everybody, I mean, I watch it for, I mean, it was interesting because I knew a lot of people on the show from last season, season 4, before they went on. Wink, wink, if you know, you know. And it was really fun because I knew them as people, so I just wanted to see what they built. I think that's why, like a lot of the people that are friends of mine, if they go on the show, I mean, I don't need to get to know you and see your personality because I know who you are as a person. Like I knew Emily and I knew Kelly. I just wanted to see them build some cool stuff. And that's really what it was. And they knocked it out of the park every single week.
100%.
And I'm still, I mean, and all of the contestants, Jordan and Chris and just everybody just absolutely crushed it. And I was inspired every single time that I watched it, where it was like, yes. And then, of course, I enjoyed when Will smashed the crap out of stuff. So that was just more fun.
I mean, that's always fun too. So, and it's always good, like seeing people that you do know,
Yeah.
and like them stepping it up, like where things you didn't think they could do too. So,
Watch. So knowing, so again, because she's in the chat, I can say this, but Emily and me did her very first build challenge together, the single mock box,
I remember that
a long time ago.
parody.
And watching what she went from that day to when she was on Lego Masters, man, it just made me this. I was just like, wow, hell yeah, good for her.
Yeah,
I mean, amazing.
who knew?
So yeah, good on you. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
She's a good friend.
All right. How about I know your bad TV that you're watching.
Well, I mean, there's one more bad show that I don't normally never.
You're not gonna say. You got to say it.
I
You know all my bad, my dirty laundry on shows here.
Right. So years ago, I was a lifeguard. Before I was in the Air Force, I was a lifeguard in high school, and I had these two. The two supervisors were huge wrestling fans, like hardcore, diehard. One was like
We're talking Attitude Era,
like WWF and WCW, and so it was kind of fun because they would be like, we would get put into teams based on our physical traits and what we like look like, which is weird, but not for anything that we could do as a lifeguard. So it was kind of weird, but so years ago, and we kind of watched the Attitude Era of the military, you kind of get into that a little bit. But last year it was funny. I was watching TV and there was a thing that said WrestleMania, and I was like, what? And I was like, you have to pay for that. Like, that's how it was pay-per-view. You had to pay for it. And I'm not paying $80 to watch wrestling. And then I realized they had this deal and it was free. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is cool. So I wound up watching WrestleMania last year, and kind of fell in love with like the goofiness of it and just the nonsense of it. It was cool that WrestleMania was in your area, Philadelphia, and
it was with 2 nights. It was pretty big, and I knew a lot of people that went, to it.
So it was kind of cool to see. So my guilty pleasure of all TV shows that I watch, I still record wrestling and still watch it, and it's weird because you watch it and it's like you get almost emotionally attached to these characters, and they're telling a story, and it's fun. So
listen, I ended up ordering recently within the past 2 weeks a DX shirt.
Okay.
And I've been watching what is it on? It might be on USA or something, but it's like it was like the rivals, like the WWE rivals. So it'll show like Hogan versus Macho Man, or it was, the original one was Stone Cold, The Rock, Mankind, Undertaker. So, I mean, I've been watching all those recently. Danielle's been watching them with me too.
Okay, nice. I can't get Stacey to watch wrestling with me. She won't watch it. She
won't watch wrestling, but she likes the story of it.
Right. It's fun. I tried to get Stacey to watch the Bray Wyatt documentary.
Okay.
I thought it was really well done, kind of honoring his life and what he went through. But it was kind of cool. But it's kind of fun. So of all the things, that's my guilt. I mean, I don't watch. I mean, it's my guilty pleasure. I record it.
Well, you're watching Raw and everything, and SmackDown. But you're looking at some of these pay-per-views now, huh?
Well, they're all free now. They're on. They're on Paramount, so it's like.
Oh wow!
I don't have to pay for. There's like.
I have Paramount.
Is it Paramount or is it's Peacock? Yeah,
it might be Peacock actually. I have Peacock too, so.
Yeah, so it's all free now. So it's like you can watch WrestleMania, you can watch SummerSlam, you can watch all these ones that as a kid you were like you had to pay $80 for these things, and now you don't have to. So it's like it's kind of cool. So.
All right, and I'm gonna jump to I like to jump to the this is just off topic, but I always ask people their phobias. Do you have any phobias?
Man, I looked this up the other day because I didn't know the exact word of it, but I do have a phobia. It's a fear of, I can't remember exactly the word of it is, but when you can't see the bottom of the ocean and you're swimming, I don't like it.
Okay.
Like if I sent it to Stacy, it was a reel and it had the word of what it was called, and I just can't remember, but
it's because you can't see what's underneath you,
Yeah. So like
you can't see your feet.
I mean, you can see your feet, you can see down just a little bit, but all around you is just black, blue, and and you just can't see what's coming next. And
I'm just curious, have you ever been in those situations? Like,
yes,
okay.
I have, and I try not to think about it. I just try to just do my job or enjoy it. And me and Colin went. We went snorkeling in Hawaii when we were there recently. There it is. Thank you. We went snorkeling and. It was fun, but he was like, I want to keep going. And I was like, absolutely not. Like, get your butt back here. So I'm like pulling him in the water because I'm like, I see where it drops off. And I'm like, I just can't go that far for me. It's natural fear. So, yeah. So if I have a fear, it's that.
Okay. All right. Listen, that's up there, isn't it? So,
it's the truth.
All right. So I finished the car.
I finished both of mine.
All right. Let's see it.
The little rover.
Love that. That's a great minifig. I mean,
love it. That color, that trans green
visor, like that visor that's on it, like the green on it was great. And this is another one that's great. The Aquanauts,
Aqua Sharks. I mean, just to think, like the molding that they used back then, so good.
I have a drawer of that scuba stuff, like. In my minifig drawers where I got maybe like 10 or 12 of those just sitting in there.
Plus, it has one of my all-time favorite. And again, I probably asked all like favorite piece. And I try to think currently. This is probably one of my all-time favorite pieces and colors. You probably won't be able to catch it, but the chrome.
I mean, Harry Potter used that in I think they're like sand green, right? But and the fence
Yes.
was they just used it in the fence in the like I love that they're bringing that back. It was in the museum in the fence.
Yeah. But man, I just like the
The
chrome
chrome with
color.
it, yeah. And were
Oof,
they the
so
ones that
good.
had the chrome knife too?
Yeah, they had the chrome knife.
Yeah.
They also had the compass that actually was a compass
Yep.
that actually worked. Um,
That was the ones that
they had the
the
chrome
magnet.
crystals as well. You had the
Yeah, the
magnets.
magnets.
Good set. Well,
Yeah.
good theme. Aquanauts and Aqua Sharks.
And
So,
again, great playability with those. So
oh, so much
gotta love
playability.
that.
Love it.
All right, so I'm gonna shut off the build cams because both of us are done building.
We built it.
We are building, you know. Obviously, this is a building chat, so we got to
Right.
do some building here.
Right.
And you know what that means now that we're basically pulling into this time. So let me cue the music.
Cue the music.
And I don't know if it's delaying because I'm watching it and it's like freezing out on me. So hopefully it's not freezing when everybody's seeing that. But
No,
you know
it
what
looks-
time it is. It's time for Question Gram. So
is.
this is where we take questions that you guys ask us, and I appreciate you guys putting some questions in there for our guests so that we can make this a little bit more interactive as well. So we did get a bunch of questions here, and we'll just kind of go through, you know, some of the good ones. So, all right. So somebody asked which branch of service. We did cover that, and they wanted to also know: did you have a dark age?
When I grew up in Texas, so when I moved to Texas in 8th grade, because my parents were in the military too, I was in the band and still playing with Lego. And then before I went to 9th grade into high school, I found religion in Texas, which is high school football. And that started the dark ages because it was obviously football and girls and school. And then I went in the military. And so my dark ages weren't as long as like a lot of people's. I mean, it was, you know, from junior high, probably, or like high school, freshman year, all the way till I got out of the military. So a good 10-year period there. So that doesn't seem like a long time
I
to me.
think that's a short dark age. I
I
really
feel like
do.
the dark ages are.
Yeah.
Sometimes you hear dark ages, and you're like 10 to like 20 something years old, and you're like, that's a dark age.
Yeah. I think mine was almost like that, like 15, 20 years. So, yeah, it was up there. Somebody wants to know: did you ever bring Legos with you on active duty?
No. I probably would have been made fun of.
I'm sure now you're finding vets that do
love
do
it.
Lego.
It's the best thing in the world. It wasn't until, like I said, getting back into Bionicle and stuff like that. That's what really brought me back into it. And it really wasn't my idea to build Lego. It was someone I was talking to, and they were like, "You should build Lego to take your mind off of things." And I was like, "What are you talking about? Build Lego? That's like the stupidest thing ever." And for me, like I love sitting. I mean, I love the thrill of building a mock and doing something cool and figuring it out. But sometimes I love to just build a set, shut my brain off.
Mindless,
It's just, I mean, Lego tells me what to do, and I'm like, okay, cool, yes, Lego, I will do this. I'll put this piece here, and it's so peaceful. It's relaxing. So
I agree, man. I love building a set, and it's like even just now we can be talking and I could be building and not have to think of it, and I can have a conversation still. So
exactly.
Have you found there are a lot of fellow veterans in the Lego family?
When I first started this, my Instagram account, I thought first off, I was the only person that was weird like me, like that loved Lego, and a grown-ass adult, sorry, language, a grown adult that built Lego. And I quickly found out, was humbled that there are a lot of people that are like me, and that was really cool to see. I didn't really know a lot of veterans, and I had a bunch of veterans reach out to me. They were also vets, and they were like, hey, obviously veteran Lego dad was kind of like well, that's a veteran, obviously. Right. So it was like, all right, let me go talk to this dude. And it was really cool to meet so I've met so many veterans in the Lego community, and it's it's awesome because we don't talk about
I feel like
the
you
things
could
we went
start.
through.
You could do like a veteran lug.
We should, you
Like
know what? That's a
it
good idea.
should
We
be
probably
something that
should.
you should maybe look into. And it
Yeah.
could be like just everybody in the U.S. like
I
kind of
mean,
like the Dream Builders lug where it's like virtual.
yeah. I mean, we
But
could do the U.S., but I mean, honestly, I've had the privilege of working with branches and
oh
militaries all over
yeah,
the world.
right,
So
that's
for
true
me, it's
too.
like,
So
you know, British military
yeah,
forces and Canadian,
make it
and
worldwide. Look at that. Maybe
so
that could be a Lego goal for
I like
you.
that. I like that. That's okay. I'll think about that one for a
Maybe
second.
2025. Maybe let you
2025.
finish your 2024 goals. Here. Um,
Appreciate that. Thank you.
all right. So, what's your biggest Lego regret?
Gosh, man, there's a lot. Um, man, it's really not Lego related. So when I started my Instagram account a couple years ago, I got so hyper focused on content and building and things like that that I was in my Lego room a lot. And and that year kind of flew by, and it kind of took time away from my family and my kiddos, or my kid at the time was just one. And I regret that. I regret like as much time as I spent down
Great
here.
answer. Yeah.
Um,
And the
versus
enjoyment from Lego, I feel like too, right? Like,
yeah,
we talked about it,
yeah.
so
So it's really like, so it's finding that balance between like, you want to build out there and you want to create content and you want to do those things, um, but it's not the end all. So
yeah,
your health, your family, take care of yourself. Those are the most important things for you because Lego will still be here. So
100%.
I'm gonna be building until the day I die, and I'm gonna legit be buried with the Lego set, probably Voltron.
I think for me, like with the regret there, like sometimes I don't build enough because I'm trying to essentially do content too. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get it.
like everything's pulling away from something.
I get it. The content part is like, and it's a big thing right now. We all scroll our phones, we do our things, but
Yeah.
how many times do you go to like a wedding and everybody's on their phones and recording it, and it's like, actually I'm an ordained minister actually, so I get to actually marry people.
And you're
And
watching all these flashes.
I'm
going
just
in the
watching like
background.
phones
Yeah.
and going off, and I'm just like, can you just be here in the moment for these two that are just about to do something, that's not easy. So
Everybody wants to post it, and
all about the post.
show that they were in the moment,
Yep.
but not actually be in the moment. So, all right, what's something you would tell your younger self?
Ooh, buy more Lego when you want to, and keep it.
Yeah.
Like there's some sets that I didn't buy. I didn't think that. I either funds were low. I was in between jobs. I was leaving the military, whatever. Maybe I was going to school. And there's some things that came out that I was like, man, I should have got that. And I wish I would have, and now I pay for it because obviously if I want to go get it, I'm going to pay a normal leg for it. So yeah, I'd probably be like, if you see it, buy it. Don't question it. Don't be scared
Don't wait.
of.
Don't
Yeah,
wait.
don't
And
Don't-
I have that with a couple sets that are on like my white whales now, and it's like
White whales for
I
sure.
could've
They
easily
exist.
bought them, when they were out, and I just was like, I don't need it right
Right.
now.
The haunted house is one for like monster
Yeah.
fighters that I think about. That it was in my cart. I had it at Target. It was ready to go, and I totally didn't pull the trigger on it because I was like, it's a modular building. I don't build modulars. I don't have a city.
Yeah,
And I regret not getting it because
that was Apocalypseburg for me. Like,
Yeah.
I walked past it in the store, like even the Discovery Center. I was like, I'm gonna go buy it. I walked in there and then I like bought something else, and
Yeah. It happens.
it definitely does.
And then I would probably tell my
Nice
younger
there.
self to to bet on the Red Sox in 2024 to come back and then
Oh,
make
okay.
make $1 million. And
I would have done that on the Eagles in 2017 too. So
and then not have to worry about like funds for Lego. It's just put it
maybe
all
that
on the
Back
Red
to the
Sox.
Future time machine we could have built that and it could have worked.
Exactly.
What was the hardest set to part with from your recent backlog sale?
Ooh, man, that's a good one. Probably a couple of brickheads that I thought were really fun to build. I'm not very big brickhead builder as it is.
Now, did you reach out to Emily before you even?
I did. I
Okay.
did reach out to
All right,
Emily.
I'm just making sure because I know Emily's trying to get these brickheads. So
we took care of Emily recently, so we're
Okay.
good. But there was the Demigorgon.
you didn't get rid of that Lego truck, did you?
No, I got two of those actually.
Yeah,
I got one.
I know you have two of them. You were supposed to send me one a long time ago.
I have. I do piece it. Once I piece it together, I got
Okay.
it. I got you because it's over there. So, but there was it was 11 and the Demigorgon from Stranger Things, and we got rid of those ones. And when I asked Colin if he wanted to build it or get rid of it, and he was like, "I want to get rid of it," and I was like, kind of part of me was sad because we were watching Stranger Things and he happened to just like hear it in the background. He's like, "What is this?" And I was like, "It's Stranger Things. You can't watch it." He was like, "What?" And I was like, "All right, we'll see how bad it is for you." And then he loved it. He can't wait for the next season whenever they just 30 years from now.
You know, when they're 40.
Right. But that was the one set that I was kind of sad that it went away with that big old purge.
I actually got rid of that to my BAM too.
Did you really? Nice.
Yeah, because I had the Stranger Things like house, and I was like, I have it. I have 11 in there. Like, I have the minifig. Like, what do I need to get of it?
The house is great. I love the house.
Yeah, and now it's like I'm kind of regretting getting rid of that brickhead too. So
I kind of almost was like, let me go back and just pick it up. They'll probably charge me twice as much.
Well, that's I did that with mine. So, all right, let's see here. We got an all-time favorite set to build. I feel like would Voltron be up there? Or
probably not actually. All-time favorite set to build is probably the space shuttle.
Okay.
The shuttle Discovery, just because of what I did with it. So after the fact, I love the build. It was such a good build. So.
All right, I like this question. This is from Emily, and I'm going to ask it. What's a dream vacation for you?
Ooh, well, man, dream vacation. I've been to Europe. I've been to the Caribbean. I've been to like Hawaii. Can I say Atlanta for a TV show? Is it a vacation?
Yeah, that could be a vacation.
No. I think for me it would be probably like mainland Japan. I would love to go either mainland Japan or that's probably second actually. My first would be probably England. Like I have not been to England, Scotland, Ireland, and it is.
I would do both of those. I would,
and they are on the list, and I want to go over there and spend a lot of time there and eat
the foods and
the food and the history, because I think that's what we in America we get lost with. That was that we're just such a young country where you go over to Europe and it's like there's buildings that are hundreds and thousands of years old, and it's like wow.
I mean, not to even get into it, but like we wipe away our history too. So
but that's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother thing. So we would that. All right. So somebody asked that you had a fire, and what would you grab? We already did that. What's your least favorite food?
Onions. So I don't like onions. Raw onions, it is actually. So there's an acid in the raw onions that I have a sensitivity to that they just upset my stomach, and I just don't like it. So, but if they're cooked, like I love a good onion ring. Absolutely.
What about in soup? Like if it's like flavored into the soup?
Baby, but it's really
I'm
rare.
just thinking of the chef from Below Deck that like they put no onions on the preference sheet, and he like sneaked them into the soup because he was mad at the guy. So
no, it was funny. I was in Vancouver, and I said I was ordering a burger, and the guy was like, how do you want it? And I said everything on it except for no onions, and he was like, do you have like an allergy? He was like, kind of shocked, like, why don't you want onions in your burger? And I was like, for me, instead of saying a food sensitivity to it, I just said I have an allergy to it. And he was like, and then the manager came over and the chef came over and was like, well, we have this and this and this, and they all have onion powder in it. And I'm like, it's just the raw onion I don't want. Like, so
the powder's good, but not the
powders are powdered. Onion powder's fine. If it's cooked and it's burnt and the acid's burned off of it, then I'm totally fine with it. But so like I said, I love a good onion ring all day long.
Okay. All right. Anything fried, that's
we fry everything here.
You limit yourself on how much you're willing to spend on a single set.
No.
Okay.
But I have reverted back to my old ways. So before I started Instagram, I would only buy Lego on double VIP, or the gift with purchase had to be amazing.
Okay.
And then I started Instagram up and got influenced by so many people out there, yourself included, my friend, and was like, I gotta have this, I gotta have it. And it just kind of took that joy away for a little bit. Yeah. So I'm kind of going back to it's gotta be double VIP. It's gotta be good.
It's gotta be for me, not for an account. Like that's my motto now with that. So
yeah, exactly. We go through seasons, so it's my season of change. So going back to what I did beforehand. So May the 4th promotions will be the next time I buy Lego.
Which is
I'm only going to buy Star Wars because it's the only double VIP. And then I'll wait until June when there's another double. And then when June happens, I'll do double VIP and get stuff that I really want. So
it's a smart system. So
try.
People take note of that. All right. We'll end with this question here. What retired Lego theme would you want to return?
Wow, that's good. I mean, I could go with what I said originally, which was Pharaoh's Quest. I mean, it's a lot of tan, but it's history. Like I love,
I'm not saying the Ninja Castle.
The Ninja Castle, but for me, it's Pharaoh's. Like I love history. Like I love everything about history. I love historical movies. I love action movies with history. So The Mummy with Brandon Fraser is probably one of my favorite movies. And it takes place in Egypt, and it's just the history and how they did it. So Pharaoh's Quest would probably be up there. If I could throw a second one in there, because I can, Original Pirates, not the Barracuda Bay.
Yeah.
Because that was okay, cool. I'm talking original Pirates, bring it back. Let me see. Bring those back. That's what I want to see. So
all right, I like that, and I'm gonna honor this because it's Emily. So
okay, it is Emily.
Who is your favorite AFOL that has dressed up like you on a live stream?
Well, I mean, there's only one. And she crushed it. She killed it. Everything from the mannerisms to how I talk to everything, and will still to this day all the time be my favorite. Emily is probably one of my favorite human beings on the planet.
Listen,
not just
it was the three of us that did the robes, right?
Yeah. The robes. I forgot about the robes.
Yeah, so I mean that was one of the things that we did too. So yeah, way back in our Instagrams. So
it was
all right, so that concludes Question Grams, and we're going to go to the next part, so cue it up. Whoop, I lost the connection it showed there. Hopefully it's still there.
It's still there.
All right.
I love the music you play on those, by the way.
What's on? Thank you. I tried to make it where it's not something where it'll flag my YouTube account, if it's an actual song. So that was what I had to do on that. All right. So this is what's on your list.
Oh man,
this is a fun segment I like to do because I get to ask people what's their white whale, what's their current set they're looking at, what's something maybe coming soon that they're looking at. So. We're going to jump into this one. I don't think anybody's actually said this one, but this is a good one that, to put up there. So here it is, first set. This is the Joker Manor.
Instant
I mean,
regret. Why did I not buy this?
I'm upset about this one because I had somebody I used to work with that said that their kids stopped playing with it and they knew that like I did Lego, and they were like, I'll just give it to you. And then they never gave it to me. So
that sucks.
it was
That's
like
almost
dangling a carrot in
almost
front of me of like, you're giving me this set and then you're not giving me the set. So
Oh, that's horrible. I don't know why I didn't buy this. I think it was, I mean, back then it was probably price point for me. I think it was like $250 originally, and
let me see here. The original,
I think it was $250 somewhere in there. I don't know.
$269.
Yeah,
$269.99.
Okay, so I had like this budget back then, which was $200, and that was like my max budget, and I just went over it. So I didn't get that one, which I absolutely regret.
And I mean, this was a short shelf life too. This was 13 months out on
It
the
was
shelf.
very long. No,
So
it was going quick.
I think that's what makes these sets even more desirable. Is like you thought it was going to be out longer, and then boom, we're taking it away from you, and you don't have a shot at this. So, I mean, I see right now the value of a new set. They say it's about $709.
Okay.
I mean, you can find it obviously cheaper. I think Bricklink has one for $585, but I don't know. That might be in. I have no clue where that is because it's not in America with that.
Condition is a big thing for me.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the highest price for it's $867, which I love seeing stuff like that where people put that stuff up there. So, but this is a great set.
Great one.
Great set. I think the minifigs on this one too. I ended up buying one of the minifigs just to have from this one. I think, is this the polka dot guy was in this one?
I think so.
I think it was part of this one. It might have been another like subset of this team, but you know, I ended up getting him just because it looked like a one of one with the bad guy. So, but yeah, this is a great set. Hopefully one day you get it.
Someday.
Yeah, one day. All right. Well, let's get to you know, what's out on the market right now. I'm going to talk about a current set that's out.
Yeah.
This is a fun set for people because you see it flying around. It's a dragonfly from Dune.
It's a dragonfly.
So, I mean, this one, I don't know how you don't have it right now.
It
flies.
It does fly. It's about timing again. I have to have a good promotion. I had to have good promotion. I had to have a good gift with purchase, and I don't like to double up on gift with purchases just for that. I mean, I have a bag upstairs. I'm probably gonna do giveaways for at some point in the future. But this will probably be like a. You know, I think it came back in December or I think it's February maybe.
And I mean, it's not a bad price point. I mean, 165.
That's fantastic.
The thing that kind of, you know, as I'm looking at it now, because like I haven't really looked at this one too much, but Black Panther came out with a set like this.
Yeah.
A small, like $20 or $30 set. And it looks exactly like it, just a bigger version of it.
Yeah, that's true. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a fan of Dune, I mean, I never got into Dune.
The original 80 movie was horrible. The books are weird. The remakes, the newer movies they're fantastic. I enjoy them, but I don't go to the movies to pick it apart. If I'm entertained,
yeah,
I enjoy it. So
I mean, it's entertainment. You know, I get it, and you know what, the minifig, like. Yeah. I would love to have that one, the one, you know, the tall one next to Lord President Business, you know, or Lord Business. I mean, the two of them together, you know, could be fun. So, all right. Well, I mean, this is a good set. Hopefully, this will be out there for you, you know, maybe in June.
Double
VIPs. So, all right. And I like that you gave me a coming soon set. So if you're, you know, a guest on here, you know, if you want to send me the coming soon, I would love to see that. Roger, you know, he's an overachiever. So he gave me this one.
Me.
This is a great set. This is a great set.
Wow. I love space. Like when I was a kid, I always wanted to be. I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid, and then you had to be a pilot to be an astronaut, and I have to wear glasses, so I was like, I can't be a pilot. Plus, I'm really tall, so if I was a pilot, they'd probably stick me in a C-130 and not a cool fighter jet. So I was like, absolutely not. So not. I mean, there's tall pilots out there, but I'm just making fun of it. But I always want to be an astronaut. So I loved space. I loved like Space Police and like those old themes and the ISS and the Apollo lander. I mean, these are great sets that I love, and I think this one is just one that it's the innovation of space exploration.
Yeah,
and I love that. So
I mean, listen, 3,600 pieces.
Yeah,
we're gonna say the one is the brick separator, so that's why I'm not gonna say 3601.
Right.
But I mean, for 260, I mean,
not bad.
That's amazing for a Lego set right now. And not like this is a little set either. I mean, this is showing it's 28 inches, so it's over 2 feet. It's a foot width, I mean, and a foot depth. So, I mean, this is a pretty solid set.
It's gonna be big. I gotta figure out where to put it.
I mean, this is a little bit bigger than a base plate.
Yeah.
So, this is a great set. I mean, I want this set myself. I just don't know, like, where would I display it? Like,
where are you gonna put it?
That's the problem right now with a lot of these sets. But
I'm like looking around my room. I'm trying to think like where would I put it at? Because I know where the Eiffel Tower is going.
Yeah,
I know where the Coliseum's going. This one, I'm like, I love it. Where would it go at? And
I mean, the details in this though.
To the haunted house.
Yeah, actually, you're right on that. I think maybe I'll take the haunted house apart and put this in that spot.
Yeah, because I have the haunted house over there, and I'm like, I have Voltron next to it. So I can just take Voltron, move him somewhere else, and then put that.
Or I could even add the haunted house in my city now that I'm thinking about that, because I changed the layout. So, but yeah, I mean, this is a great set to put on there. I love that. So
super excited about it. Super excited.
All right, well, that's going to conclude the What's on Your List segment, and we're going to leave it with you on the floor here. This is how we kind of end it with the night. I'm just going to say real quick, make sure you're following Veteran Lego Dad. Again, great account. You'll learn a lot from him. He'll teach you how to hang your sets. You'll see some funny stuff on his page as well. Yep. And hopefully he posts a little bit more. I
posted a lot more recently. So
I've enjoyed seeing that. So, but we'll let you close it out here. Why don't you give us your final thoughts like we're on Jerry Springer?
Like Jerry Springer. Final thoughts, Jerry Springer. I think for me, final thoughts are always what you live your life as. Lego will be here for you for as long as you want it to be. It comes and goes. Enjoy it, and if you don't enjoy it, then take a step back and then reevaluate and come back to it. I think that's important for you. Don't get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everything in the world and have to have everything first and foremost. But just be you. And I think that's the best part. And with that, I always say, be the best you. So I always say that. Be the best version of yourself. If you're not the best version of yourself, then you can't be the best, husband or the best father or the best Lego master partner or builder or whatever you want, YouTube host. If you're not the best person. So, you focus on you first and then everything else will kind of fall in place after that. So
great.
I've always lived that way. So.
And you're missing the most important thing.
What's that?
8 letters.
If it flies, it flies.
I was gonna say your Lego. You used to always say this.
What's that? What I used to always say? I don't remember now.
Play well.
Play well. Yeah, that's true.
Play
well was based off of there was a lot of negativity that was going around for a little bit, and I kind of got tired of it. So it was my way of saying, "Shut up." Either put up or shut up, and it was play well. So, play well and be the best you are the 2 things. The 3 things I always say: play well, be the best you, and if it flies, it flies. So, rules.
And I can't think of a better way to end it than if it flies, it flies. So, want to thank you again for being on. Really enjoyed this. and we'll get you on again. Again, I
Anytime.
told you I'm going to try to get more people, on here as we build this up a little bit. So thanks again for being on the 13th.
Number 13. Ooh.
Number 13, we'll say of this. I don't call it a show because, that's what my wife likes to joke around and say. But
It's one of my favorite builds is Friday the 13th build that I build. And when you're
here you are. Lucky number, Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
We did it. We got Taylor Swift in here somehow. So,
and I was a tight end in high school. So that was my
now
position.
I'm going to hashtag Taylor Swift in the description. So
and hashtag tight end. So
we're good.
I can't do tight end. That'd be weird.
Well, all right. Well, thanks for everybody that stopped in tonight. Anybody that's rewatching this, hope you enjoy this as well. Again, check out Veteran Lego Dad and have a great rest of your Thursday night.
Enjoy, y'all.